Chapter 15. Pete's car followed Leeds' 10-year-old, Olds 98 Regency onto the freeway, passing under a sign reading, San Francisco, 32 miles. The peninsula corridor stretched before them, 8 lanes of asphalt connecting Silicon Valley's entrepreneurial energy to San Francisco's old money power. Modern office parks gave way to aging industrial districts as they headed north, the morning sun glinting off corporate logos and weathered warehouses alike. "I thought a computer genius makes good money," Pete said, pointing at the car ahead. "What's he doing driving a clunker like that?" "It's big, burly, and intimidating like he is. It keeps other cars away, just like he keeps other people away." Pete glanced around his own car's messy interior. "Geez, all that from the kind of car a guy drives." "Yes, and I make no apologies for my analytic habits." "You still suspect Leeds?" "I'm leaning no. What about you?" "I pretty much agree, but I gotta tell you." He patted his coat. "I'm packing insurance." "Well, since I'm not the Pope." She patted her bag. "I'm packing too." "I hear you can tell a lot about a woman from what she has in her handbag." Their shared smile was interrupted by a loud swoosh as a police helicopter flew fast and low overhead, following the freeway toward the city. Brake lights flashed ahead as traffic ground to a halt. Sirens wailed with ambulances racing past on the shoulder, their red strobes reflecting off the concrete barriers that lined the route to San Francisco. Leeds hurried back to their car. "It's on the radio. There's a sniper up ahead picking off cars. We could be stuck here for hours." "Son of a bitch, we can't wait." Pete ran to the car in front of Leeds. "Police, move it." The flustered driver inched forward as Pete moved to the next car. "Police, get over to the left." Robin and Leeds joined him, directing cars until they'd created a tight passage to the right shoulder. Their 2 cars squeezed through and sped to the next exit. The Media Research Center occupied a converted warehouse in San Francisco's emerging multimedia district, where traditional film and recording studios were giving way to digital innovators. Inside, past loading docks now painted tech company colors, Pete and Robin found themselves surrounded by a convergence of old and new media. Towering mainframe computers hummed alongside analog recording equipment, while sweeping 48-channel soundboards shared space with prototype digital workstations. The center embodied the industry's transition from physical to virtual media, just as Silicon Valley was making its own transformation. Leeds moved with surprising grace through this technological maze, tending to the video duping machine. When its humming motors stopped with a beep, he removed 2 tapes. "It's done." He handed one to Robin. "Here's the original." Holding the copy, he led them deeper into the facility. "We'll get a much cleaner image off this MPEG-2 tape." The viewing room felt like a miniature theater designed for the digital age. Unlike the center's open warehouse spaces, this room was deliberately intimate. Acoustically treated walls, precisely calibrated lighting, and 3 ergonomic chairs arranged before a large table supporting what Leeds proudly introduced as a high-density monitor. The setup suggested both cutting-edge technology and serious scientific observation, a far cry from standard police equipment. "We'll see a lot more detail," Leeds said, settling into the control position. He inserted the tape and manipulated a sophisticated remote, fast-forwarding through the blurred, jumpy image of Pete at the computer. The room's specialized lighting made the monitor's output seem to float in space, giving their investigation an almost surreal intensity. "I'm getting to the interesting part." "How did the flashes of light hypnotize me?" Pete asked Robin. "Most likely the rhythmic pattern-induced alpha brainwaves putting you in a restful state." Leeds gruffly took over. "Then when you started typing illogical letter chains, the computer recognized you were at a high level of suggestibility." Annoyed, Robin jumped back in. "The constancy and intensity increased, taking you to a deeper sleep state, with autonomic functions still functioning." She stopped, unsure. Leeds enjoyed taunting her. "Did you do your homework last night?" "I couldn't read it all." Leeds shook his head as Robin glared at him. He slowed the tape to normal speed, showing Pete in his hyperactive state. Pausing, he advanced frame by frame until the flashing light pattern was brightest, then dimmed it to reveal the points comprising the pattern more clearly. Walters conducted experiments on mice where he measured electrical activity in the lateral anterior portion of the hypothalamus. Is this the one with the cat? Leeds scowled. Yes, Dr. Gaines. I read it. Good for you. Now, a cat was placed in front of a mouse, and the electrical activity increased tremendously. Walters recorded this fear-aggression response and digitized the information. Later, a different mouse was put in front of a video monitor. The prior digitized information was scanned by laser and imaged onto the video monitor. He pointed to the screen. Like this. It took some time, but eventually the mouse reacted to the pattern of light like it would to a cat. And the hypnotic state prepares the brain to accept these stimulus patterns, Robin added. That's correct. There's no need for cognition. It's all visceral. He gestured at the screen. This image triggers the neuronal activity directly. Pete was reacting to his own central nervous system firing a danger warning. This is what provoked his rage. Is this configuration similar to what Walters got? Robin asked. Leeds turned somber. No. This is much more complex. I'm afraid someone's experimenting with humans. Pete and Robin sat stunned. What the hell do any of these experiments have to do with computer technology? Pete griped. It has to do with retrieval of information. The hypothalamus, the entire limbic system are the emotion centers of the brain. The more emotional coding a bit of information has, the easier to retrieve. The limbic system, Robin's eyes widened. That's called the smell brain because it's near the olfactory nerve endings. Laura said I smelled like Charlie. What kind of smell? Leeds asked. It was subtle, Robin said. It came from the computer. A faint sweat smell. It was the smell of fear, Pete asserted. Probably a synthetic adrenal secretion, Robin added. Leeds nodded. To prime the fear and rage sites in the brain, pushing the hypothalamus to actively seek stimulus. Who's ever behind this built a very complex machine, Robin said. You think there are more of these out there? I believe this is a prototype, designed for a singular event. My demise. They wanted Walters dead, too. Any idea who wanted you both out of the picture? Leeds looked away. Come on, Leeds. Were you in a patent race or something? What's your best guess? Who's behind this? I don't know, Leeds said firmly. I will not cast stones until I've looked inside. The tape player shut off automatically, plunging them into darkness. Later that evening, Pete and Robin walked through the busy lobby of the St. Francis Hotel, both nicely dressed for dinner. I know Leeds suspects someone, Pete said. Why'd he clam up? He's been the victim of so many false rumors, probably afraid to start one himself.